Thank you, Anas. Hey guys, this is Abdul Rauf. I'm your presenter for the tools and strategies to optimize cloud cost. And here we start actually how we help you to optimize cost while you are, you know, uh, running your infrastructure, and how we could help you to optimize, or you can minimize the cost in your premises or the infrastructure which you are using for your business in order to get the best ROIs. So there are a number of things which help us to optimize the cost, or we can save a lot of cost by making these things a practice, or by applying those things in our regular business needs. And so there are five pillars which we talk about. Number one is right sizing. Number two is increase elasticity. Number three is pick to right pricing model. It is very important. Like if you are going to deploy any infrastructure in your premises or for your business, so you have to make sure like you guys have choose the proper pricing model. And after that, we have match usage to storage cloud, and then mechanism for optimization. These are the five things which basically let the basically helps you in your business, and we usually do in our business as well, that how we can save as much as we can to improve the business profit. Number one is right sizing. So basically, for example, if you have your current environment today, you have a physical or physical machines are in your premises, or you are using virtual machines on premises or on your data center, whatever data center you are using, it depends. And as we if you go through with the, or you would like to go with the cloud computing or the cloud platform providers like AWS, Azure, or GCP baselines. So basically, sizing is based on existing virtual machines, size and physical server capacity. It includes your physical server capacity. It includes the your virtual machine, the each and every device which you are using for your business, or incorporated in your uh, infrastructure. And it also includes, or basically provisioning of your snapshots in time, like you are getting the snapshots of your system or not. So basically, if you are taking the snapshots, and it getting a lot of things or a lot of space on your hard drive, or the things which you are using to back up your system. So we have to work on these things. And after that, and what we recommend, actually, we so right size the things, like we what we recommend, we go for uh what we do, or we recommend is, like, we have to check for the your CPU disk, IO input, IO and IOs, and your the memory of the system. Besides that, we what we do, we provisioning or determine the historical analysis of the data or the infrastructure things which is related to, which would help us to optimize the cost. And the most of the time, or most of the time, pricing will be based on workload usage. In cloud, basically, we work on pay as you go model most of the time. So people usually use the pay as you go model, but instead of that thing, we have number of options are there. We will discuss in upcoming slides. What and after that, uh, like what we do in terms of right sizing, uh, we basically monitor and analyze your current use of services to gain insight into instance performance and usage patterns. After that, we gather the sufficient data, observe performance over at least a 2 weeks period, ideally, or over a month period, to capture the workload and the business peaks. Most common metrics that defines instances performance are vCPUs utilization, memory utilization, network utilization, and ephemeral disk use. These are the things, or these are the most important fundamental characteristics, or the things which we need to go through with the proper uh, historic proper analytics of the data, or the workload, or the things which are using including application systems which are working on these things. So in rare case where instances are selected for reasons other than these metrics, it is important for the technical owner to review the right sizing effort. So we put our effort for a customer that we are actually doing, or we are actually helping our customers, that we are looking for, or the customer is here for those services which actually the customer is expecting the good things from our side. So these are the things which actually makes us or which makes a difference in uh, other service providers and in the RC. So after that, we work on, like, we suggest for the customer for power scheduling. Like it but most of the time what happens, like if we do not need most of the machines that are not in use, and we still left those machines as power on, which usually cost us as per hour, as per minute. So these are the things, and for those we apply the some best practices which is present everywhere, and those practices are for uh, we usually suggest that your non-production instances should be turned off at night with manual turn on in the morning, or you can have a schedule on off. Like you can set the functions, or you can set the uh, scripts which you can use to turn on and turn off your uh, instances or the servers which are not in use. Excluded, you can also exclude on the basis of your workload. You can also exclude your instances, your servers, your devices on the workloads. In fact, you can turn off your database system or the RDS system with the help of these functions. Like you can set up the Lambda function, you can use instance scheduler, you can use Gorilla Stack, and and the auto scaling systems which help us to minimize the cost. After that, it is very important to have a life cycle management. Basically, it's information life cycle management, and we do have information about that. If we are not following this 40 steps, then we definitely incur a lot of cost which is not needed. So the relevance of ILM today is basically what you do in your information lifecycle management. You classify the things, you manage things, and you move your information to the most cost-effective data, right? And on the value of each piece of information at that exact point in time, it's very important. If you do not have those things moving in a good way, then there could be uh, lot of implications you can face. The implications could include this: not all information is created equal, and neither are your storage options. Information value changes over time, both upward and downward. Data repositories should be dynamically matched with information value for security, protection, and cost. What ILM best practices, or we in order to get the ILM, or ILM, what RC do, we enabling the services for the storage profiling, cloud infrastructure review, enterprise support services. We do data classifications, we assist the object storage, and we also deliver, we work as managed services. And it all depends on the customer choice. You can feel very independent to get any kind of application along with your infrastructure. to RC, and RC can help you to optimize these your infrastructure cost, your system cost by applying these practices. And for this, what we do, we basically provide the data management services, data classification, data management, data movement. By data movement, most of the time is bidirectional. So this and define the characteristics of cloud storage storage devices, implement the data lifecycle management mechanism, implement data transport mechanism, define data lifecycle policy, assign lifecycle to each data set, monitor the functionality. These are the practices which we do follow for our customers, and by these practices, there are a number of customers who are getting advantage at the moment with RC. Cost analytics, it's again, it's the webinar. It's all about cost analytics or cost optimization to get the best out of it. So it depends on these things. How we perform cost analytics, as there are some tangibles and there are some intangibles. So first we talk about the intangibles. Basically, intangibles include the design, basically the core business requirements, data center, uh, the network systems, database administration. Then after that, we go for the build, like what kind of hardware, storage, equipments are required to run or deploy the infrastructure or the servers which you need to run your application, basically. Then it's deployment, then it includes maintenance, and it also includes the upgrade. So these are the tangibles, right? And you can see over here like key activities for the cost analytics. After that, we have a cost drivers. Basically, cost drivers are the things which actually drive our cost, which could, if we do things very carefully, then the cost drivers can help us to decrease the cost. But if we ignore those cost drivers, then it could increase a huge amount of dollars in while we set up our infrastructure. So these are the things like recommendations, like we do recommend, like for what could be the flexibility, scalability, and the amount, how many years we actually planning to for planning to run our business. So the and after design, build, and deploy has upfront cost. To remember, design, build, and deploy has always an upfront cost. Besides that, maintain and upgrade is a recurring cost. Now, tangibles are sorry, these are intangibles. Like there's a mistake. It's intangible, and these are risk management, security. These are the things which we cannot touch or something like this. We cannot have the actual data for that one, but we have to make sure that we are doing the risk mitigation at the time when it's needed. We have to work on security. Our security should be tightened. Flexibility and scalability in the system is most necessary component. After that, opportunity cost, what actually the opportunity cost we are looking for. And after that, to save the cost, as what we suggest most of the time, AWS reserved instances. So we will look for what are AWS reserved instances. AWS reserved instances basically allow us to predictably forecast cloud spend given a dynamic fleet with rapidly changing compute requirements. Basically today, one of the biggest problem in cloud computing is capacity planning. So we have to make sure that the planning which we are doing for our infrastructure, or for our business, it should be as good as possible, and we can forecast our compute power requirements. And for that one, Amazon EC2 reserve instances help us to forecast your compute power requirements and manage the budget allocated to AWS server. These reserve instances reduce the pricing as well, since they are commitment to use that server. Reserve instances is constructed on financial layer on top of your AWS infrastructure. And the advantage for using the reserve instances is there is no upfront charges, pay monthly or normal billing cycle, no upfront charges, convertible. We can change our instances types for our reservations. Like there are a number of families Amazon includes in it in their technology, so we can change we can change our reserve instances family at any time and after that, we can lock in a pricing plan and commit to it for up to 3 years. We can pay for the 3 years, and the cost will be stable up to 3 years. Additional resources, what RC is given to is additionally doing for you. Basically, we are working along with the customer at all the time, and what we do, we get the inputs from our customers, we are reviewing the plans, we learn the lessons, and by this uh, we make the strategies by having the uh, communication with the customer, the people who are part of our company. So these are the things we provide the world-class SMEs. We have a number of subject matter experts over here, which helps you to, you know, to design the best of the architecture which suits your business and give you the advantages which you are looking for, which you are looking for. Last but the not last, and the thing is, like, these are the packages on which we can work on. We have monthly silver and the gold packages are there, which includes the consultants, complimentary PM, and major services which we are giving. We are infrastructure cost optimization, incident management, troubleshooting and RCA, patching and major upgrades, backup and restore. Uh, so these are the things. The packages are there, and you can go through with that. And if you are really think that the cost optimization or the things which we try to give you, or we try to explain you, it helps you to get the benefit from this cost optimization webinar. So we are here for you to support anytime, to work with you, and our consultants are there, our engineers are there to help you at 24/7, and these are the things. So it's this. I hope this is good for all of you, and at that time we are done with this webinar. Thank you so much.